Hello and welcome to this, I don't know, Doom video, I guess? That's right, I just want to make a new Doom video. Holy shit, frame rate. Come on, keep up. I know it's difficult, Doom is the most demanding game on hardware ever created, but I know you can do it, computer! Come on! Alright, hello everyone. And today I want to talk about a few things that has happened and that will happen and stuff between that. So one of the topics will be Steam, Steam Direct and Dimension Drifter, obviously, and what's going on currently, and some side topics, I guess, because I'm a rambling dude, and also I want to play some Doom. And I know the color palette is a little fucked up, but I don't know, I can't fix it, so I don't really care, so sorry about that, but whatever, I guess. Anyway, so what's going on? So first off, I want to address a few things. Hello, and YouTube. All right. So first off, I heard a couple of, I'm hearing all the feedback. Some people think that I'm not listening to feedback or something. And I honestly think, this is how I overthink everything, all right? I think that me not making videos kind of made some people spin their heads around like, oh, what's going on? He must be like evil. He must be an evil corporate dude now. And I hate him for that. And I'm thinking to myself, what the hell's going on, man? So maybe I'm just overthinking, and some people, maybe they think nothing at all. And they just blurt out like weird shit or whatever. Anyway, so I want to address a few things that have come up. First off, I'm not taking criticism seriously or something like that. Come on now. I'm one of the guys that takes every wait, let me save here. That's a good name. I take every criticism seriously, but there is some criticism that applies, in my opinion, and some criticism that's just like wishful thinking or whatever. Because, some people, they for example, they love Call of Duty or some other random game, it doesn't matter, or Fortnite in this case, and they just think that everyone else does the same, and everyone else should do the same. So, for example, I hear a complaint that Dimension Drifter looks like Fortnite. And in my opinion, I just can't see the similarities. And maybe it's because my game is a little bit more cartoonish than maybe Unloved. But in my opinion, Unloved was very, very janky in overall aesthetics and looks, which kind of benefited the style, I think. And I think it has a great style, but overall, it wasn't like the most realistic or the most like, AAA quality game, whatever. And when I started working on the looks of Dimension Drifter, I was very soon realizing that I can't pull off a AAA look. I just can't. I can't pull off a realistic look. That's extremely difficult. So. And also because, when you look at games like Gun Girl 2 or Super Panda Adventures, I've always had like this kind of cartoonish style. So when I started working on Dimension Drifter, I obviously went with a more cartoonish style. Not only is it easier to pull off, but also, you have your own kind of visual aesthetics going on and your own kind of style. Like, if you compare the visuals of Call of Duty and Battlefield, I couldn't tell them apart. They look exactly the same to me. They look identical. And that's because they both just strive for the most realistic look. And, you can only have one reality, at least as far as I know. So the games tend to look very similar. And, yeah, obviously I can't compete with a AAA developer look that's realistic, so I don't know why people expect the game to be realistic at all. So yeah, these are a few reasons why maybe some people think they look similar. But honestly, the looks of Dimension Drifter were, honestly, when I started working on Dimension Drifter, I wasn't very sure how to style the world in a way that is kind of unique, or not like a unique is such a weird way to say it. Like, I didn't really have a clear visual style that I wanted to go for. Let's say it this way. But then I saw the new Blade Runner movie, and I was like, holy shit, man, this is the style and look I want to go for. And with the lights and everything. So I wasn't a very big fan of Blade Runner, the first movie or the second. Well, the second, I immediately liked it. So yeah, but yeah, when I looked back at the original Blade Runner, and I saw very similar lighting effects to those that I was currently playing around with in my game, and I was immediately like thinking like, wow, this is it. This is the style I want to go for. This looks awesome, and it looks very similar to what I already have. So this is pretty much like a match made in heaven or whatever. So I don't want to say I studied, but I watched the movie over and over, and I especially looked for the stylings and the amount of lights they use in the scenes. And sometimes they put it's kind of ridiculous. They put a light on the back of his he sits in a chair, and on the back of his chair is a light, and it doesn't make any sense whatsoever if you think about it. But it's just it's the future, so obviously a chair has a light. I thought this was really funny, and it just I don't know. In the movie it makes sense. I'm pretty sure there are chairs out there that have lights in the back, but I don't know. When I saw the scene, I was like, all right, so just let's just put lights everywhere, like on everything. And that's basically then the future or whatever. And I really liked it. It's really awesome. So yeah, this is where the looks of Dimension Drifter pretty much came from movies like Blade Runner. And also I was always very into the style and the the overall atmosphere of games like Shadowrun. When I was young, or younger, or whatever, like when I was a teenager, I played a lot of Shadowrun with my friends as a pen and paper RPG, and I always imagined like all these crazy, awesome worlds, and everything was futuristic and stuff. So to me, a lot of people love this fantasy style of RPGs and Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. But to me personally, I was always a huge fan of Shadowrun and like science fiction and cyberpunk and like all these tech noir, whatever. And yeah, it's just awesome. And yeah, now I'm very, very happy and very, very excited to turn this world into a bigger thing. Like, I started out with the things that I knew best, which is pretty much a copy paste of Unloved. So the gameplay is currently very similar, but I want to expand into different directions now. And I'm currently working on a hub world, which is pretty much a small city. And funnily enough, this is a little side fun fact. When I finished Unloved, I started a new Doom VOD, which was called, I think it was called Shadow Drifter, something like that. And the name was basically a mixture of Dimension Drifter, because I was already thinking of kind of like a cyberpunkish game. And, Shadowrun and Dimension Drifter, basically, the main names together is Shadow Drifter. So this was my VOD that I started, and I made I think I made 1 or 2 maps for it. And then I stopped, and I actually started working on Dimension Drifter, because making this VOD was so inspiring for me that, because, when you make a game for many years, you get to a point where you just can't stand looking at it anymore, because you're just fatigued, and you're like, I've done everything that I wanted to do, and I'm kind of out of ideas, so, I don't care anymore. So to get back into this designing and making stuff for myself kind of mood, I, made this Doom VOD, and it was very, very inspiring and very, very interesting to me, because, when you're experimenting with new ideas, it's very easy to just make a Doom VOD and see where it goes. If you like it, then you keep working on it, and if you don't like it, then you can easily scrap it and start with a different idea. So this was a very, very cool way for me to just experiment and see what works and see what's fun to work on for me. And the more I worked on this Shadow Drifter, Doombot, the more I got inspired to just make a real game out of this. So this is pretty much where Dimension Drifter was born, pretty much, in another Doombot. I mean, are you surprised? I guess not. Anyway. But yeah, this is, I think personally to me, Doom is one of the most inspiring things ever created, because it's, on the one hand, it's so simple, but on the other hand, it is so complex in the ways the community has interacted with it. And, you know, everything that I'm currently doing, like if you compare it to the original Doom, I'm pretty sure the Doom creators would have never guessed that anything like this would be possible at one point. So this is a very, very, to me, like, Doom is one of the most inspiring games ever, besides games on the Super Nintendo, which I also loved as a kid. So yeah, this is pretty much where I go to when I look for new ideas. And yeah, that's pretty much where Dimension Drifter came from. And, you know, I don't actually want to talk too much about Steam and Steam Direct and stuff, because it's such a negative topic, and I think, like, the world is already such a negative place that everywhere you look, everyone is mad and angry and everyone's going crazy, and I'm sitting here like scared. You know, some people have asked me why I'm not making videos. Honestly, this is the reason. I'm actually kind of scared to make any video, because I feel like no matter what you say and what you do, people are always like angry and mad. Like, why did you do this and not that? Where? And I think personally this is kind of ridiculous. I mean, I get it, you know, life is difficult, and especially now that corporations have, you know, corporations got the idea in their heads, and I know that I'm talking about corporations as if they were people, but honestly they are made by people, and people work, you know, people do anything that happens with a company. So in a way, corporations are kind of an expression of people, what people do and what people think. So therefore, companies kind of got the idea in their head that they can do whatever they want, and customers are basically their slaves, or basically their you know, marionettes or whatever, and customers have to do what they want. When actually it's the other way around. You know, it's not like people are dependent on companies. Companies would like you to think that, because then they have more control over your lives. Which they obviously want, but actually it's the other way around. The companies are dependent on you. So whenever a company does anything that you don't like, just boycott this company. Do not buy any of their products, and just see, just for your own sanity or whatever, do not support it, and you will see that companies will change their ways, which has happened many times in the past, because sometimes companies just do it a little bit too much, and then people get angry. I mean, all the bullshit that you see with Fallout 76 and the Diablo Immortal and whatever, it's just, to a normal person, it might seem completely insane. But from a business standpoint, it's absolutely logical, because you might think that they're ruining their reputation and everything, but honestly, they don't care at all, because it has, customers are buying their shit no matter what. Look at Fallout 76. Even if the reviews were complete shit, and personally, when I saw the initial... I know it's always easy to say in hindsight, like, I knew it all along. But honestly, when you look at the first trailers of the game and the first presentation from Todd Howard, all I could see was pretty much an asset flip. You know, Bethesda pretty much asset flipped their own game. And I was thinking, like, are you serious? And I thought back then, that it was like a spin-off title, like at $20. $20, a small game, like, it's almost like they could make it into a mod, like a Fallout online mod. but they decided to make money off of it because they're a company. What do you expect? And honestly, I'm kind of baffled by the amount of coverage that people are like, oh, loot boxes are so bad. I'm thinking to myself, like, what do you expect? There are companies. They don't care. They don't care about your feelings or their reputation or whatever. You might think that, but in the end, the only 100%, the only thing they care about is money. Which brings me to the next topic, which is Steam. And the Epic Store, which I think personally is an extremely good thing. It's awesome. I love it. I've seen it. I'm like, yes, please, more of this. So a couple of things came to my mind when I saw the Epic Store. In case you don't know, Epic just recently released their new Epic Game Store, where you can buy games on the Epic Store. You know, pretty much simple as that. Yay! First map complete. I love this Back to Saturn X episodes. The first one I loved even more than the second. The second is kind of like a little bit too generic in my opinion. But overall, I think the Back to Saturn X maps are extremely awesome and I really like playing them. I know these maps, by the way. I've played them 1 or 2 times before. So I decided to play these for the video so I don't get lost all the time. Because hopefully, in the back of my mind, I remember some kind of paths or something. Anyway, alright, enough rambling. Back to the Epic Store. So, Epic just recently released their Epic Store, and the opinions of the people are kind of mixed about it. Some people hate it because of Fortnite, and I'm thinking to myself, why? Why in the love of fuck? If you want to hate any company on this planet, why not Valve? Where Valve are pretty much fucking everyone in the ass right now. Why Epic? Epic are some of the best companies out there. They're releasing so many things for free. They have a very, very nice business model with Fortnite. Even if you don't like the style of Fortnite, fuck you, entitled little shit. Don't shit on Epic. Honestly, it's one of the best companies. They are every year they're supporting indie devs with thousands of money out of their pockets. They support indies on their store. They have a free game every 2 weeks, and guess what? This game is not free for the developer. The developer still gets their money from Epic. Epic are releasing games for free, and they are paying the developer of it from their own money. They don't have to do that. So it's an extremely very nice move all around, and anything Epic does, like they are very pro player and pro developer, and they are an awesome company. So anyone who shits on Epic is, in my opinion, just a complete fucking asshole and has no idea what they're talking about. Epic has, in my opinion, I can't remember any way or any time where Epic kind of fucked up or did something bad. They have always, you know, with Unreal Tournament, they have the community very involved in the design of the game, and guess what? It's also free. You can play Unreal Tournament for free right now. So what are people doing? What are people saying? It's insane. It's complete insanity. People are just dumb as shit. They have no idea what they're talking about, and they're talking a lot of shit every day. Anyway, so my little ramble is over. I'm sorry. But holy shit, when I heard this, I was like, God damn, people are dumb. People have no idea what they're talking about. God damn fucking idiots. Alright. Now, in case you don't know what's going on and why I'm actually hating on Steam, because Steam is really a pile of shit right now. Alright, so a little history. I try to keep it very, very brief. So Steam made Greenlight, and Greenlight was a kind of cool system for the time, because you voted for games that you liked, and if they get enough votes, they may be allowed on Steam to sell. You know, so it was a good thing for everyone. But the system, Steam Greenlight, got less and less popular, and by that, Steam had to adjust their numbers basically. So you needed little or less votes to get on Steam. And with less and less votes, people started to find holes in the system to exploit. So there were a couple of groups, mainly I think in Russia. But honestly, I am very impressed by Russian like ambiguously, or no, what's the word? Like they're very, very driven. You know, it's like Russians don't stand still. Like, you know, Russians always do things, and I am very, very, you know, impressed by this. And yeah, Russians find a way to exploit the system, and they made groups of like hundreds of thousands of people. You know, not only Russians, but I'm pretty sure that Russians invented this. So, you know, credit where credit's due, I guess. Even though it's an exploit, but you know, it was very successful. Anyway, so these groups, who cares where they're from? These groups found ways. Because they made groups of hundreds of thousands of people, and everyone who was in the group pretty much voted for every game anyone else in this group made. So they were basically like, you know, everyone voted for everyone else's game. And this pretty easily, completely butt-fucked Steam greenlight, you know, without any loop. And Steam was kind of, you know, they were, damn, what can we do about this? Because greenlight, now every game on Steam, wait. I was supposed to find a red key, right? Now every game was... There it is. So I have to go over... Oh. Sometimes, you know, I'm wondering... Is design... You know, should design get in the way of visibility or something? So, for example, this pillar could be removed and you could just easily see the key. This is how I would fix the map, but who cares? Anyway... maybe I'm just a blind idiot. Maybe it's obvious, but not for me. Anyway, so Steam had to do something. So Greenlight was obviously dead because no one cared for it anymore. And on the other hand, they were, holy shit, they were exploited. No, Archvile, no. Holy shit, saved by an imp. Holy shit, ow, fucker. Better save. It's funny that in real life, I'm a real big save scummer, but in my games, I'm always like, no, you can't save. It's kind of ironic. Anyway, you know, in all my games, I only have like permadeath or like autosaves or whatever. Anyway, yeah, so Greenlight was dead, so Steam had to do something. And did I mention I wanted to keep it brief? Anyway, so they made Steam Direct pretty much, and this is pretty much my conspiracy theory. Steam Direct was made so they fuck indies back. So I think Steam was very butthurt that people exploited their greenlight system. And now they are pretty much fucking everyone in the ass. Like, it's like, you wanna fuck with us? We fuck with you, motherfucker. This is pretty much Steam right now. It's like, you wanna fuck with us? You wanna fuck with us? We're gonna fuck you. And because, you know, and I recently emailed Steam and they literally said 100% exactly that this is how it is. And so, Greenlight, no, Steam Direct is pretty much this. Ow, I knew it was coming. If your game is popular, you get more popularity through Steam. If your game is unpopular, we don't give a shit about you. This is Steam Direct, literally. And if anyone says something else, they're wrong. And I emailed Steam and I just humbly requested that, hey, if you consider my game a fake game, could you please flag it, you know, remove that flag from my game? And Steam was like, no, we're not flagging anything. It's just like, you know, if you're not popular, then good luck. And they recently released a statement about this because of the Epic Store. Oh yeah, yeah, do I want to go back to that topic? I guess not. Anyway, so yeah, Steam Direct, it's pretty much fucking everyone in the ass because the thing is, back when only a few couple of games were entering the store every day, you had a much bigger chance to get noticed by a large audience. But now, your game is immediately buried under a pile of other games. And it's not like, oh, boo-hoo, me, I'm the only one who has this problem or whatever. It's literally everyone. It's indies, it's AAAs, it's everyone. And the AAAs have, you know, kind of, they have the money to make a huge marketing campaign, but indies don't. And even big indies like Edmund Macmillan and whatever, they also, you know, they didn't say it directly, but they are also getting much less sales now. Holy shit, I'm out of ammo. No, this is bad. Could you, like, kill yourself or something? Like, kill each other? Like, why am I out of ammo? This is bad. Ah! Ah! No! Alright. No! Fuck off. Alright. Yeah, I have ammo. Blue key, alright. Anyway, so yeah, Steam Direct is a utter failure. Everyone hates it. Indies get screwed. AAAs don't like it. And also, you know, Steam was like, please AAA, come back. Because if you see this year, the majority of AAAs didn't release on Steam. They released on their own platforms, like EA Games and Bethesda, and everyone is pretty much avoiding Steam right now because Steam doesn't generate the visibility anymore. So it's like very, you know, it's... And also they take the same 30% as always. So it's kind of, you're kind of thinking, why are they taking 30%? For what? What are they doing? They're not helping with visibility or anything. So why 30% Steam? And indies are saying, like, you know, some indies have reported a drop of like 70 or, you know, something between 50 and 90% of reduced sales. And it's just ridiculous. It's, I don't know. It's like if you work for a company and from one day to the other, your boss is like, all right, great work. By the way, you only get 25% of what you're making the previous month. And this is now forever. And you're like, what? So obviously a lot of people were looking for a new platform, something different. And honestly, you know, no matter who says Epic Store is shit or whatever, believe me, every game will exclusively release on Epic Store now. And only a few months later they will release on Steam. Because this Epic only takes 12%, while Steam takes 30%. And this is a huge deal. If you think that people or indies or whatever wouldn't, you know, take this opportunity, you are wrong. And as soon as the real big games that everyone wants start releasing exclusively on Epic Store, believe me, everyone will jump onto that bandwagon. And I hope that it happens because Steam, honestly, Steam is just fucking up so much. And also, I love that the Epic Store has no reviews and no other bullshit features that no one actually cares about. Ouch. Oh no, I didn't save. Oh. Well, that works. Ah! That works. Anyway. Yeah, so for example, reviews on Steam. Some people think that's awesome, but the reality is that in most cases, reviews say shit about a game. And, you know, Dimension Drifter has pretty good reviews. I think 93% right now or something like that. So I'm not butthurt by the system, but I've seen it so many times for so many games, like even AAAs. For example, some people have like technical difficulties, like, oh, I have bad frame rate. But honestly, this is not what reviews are for. This is like a technical issue. You should contact like tech support or something, but not make a negative review. It's bullshit. Also, why are people allowed to make a review after they have played like 2 minutes of the game? It's completely ridiculous. Also, why are people allowed to refund a game and also write a negative review about it? It's just ridiculous. I don't know what Steam is thinking. It's like, yeah, we want to give players power, but have you never thought like power gets abused? There's so many games that got review bombed because of bullshit reasons. Like, I don't like X or Y, so hundreds of thousands of people vote negative on a game. And I'm thinking to myself, like, holy shit, the poor developers. Like, so many developers have worked on this game, and now, just because of some fuck up, it gets review bombed, and it falls back to everyone. And this is just bad. And I don't know. In my opinion, the reviews were a good idea, but they just didn't work. So I'm very happy to see that Epic does not have like reviews. So yeah, you know, it should be like this. Epic should decide which games are good enough for the store, and that's it. And then every game is pretty much good, you know? This is how this should go. And reviews are unnecessary. If you want a review, why don't you like Google the game? You know, like any normal person. Why do you need it on the store? It doesn't matter on the store. It's just bad for sales. I'm sorry, but it is. And Steam is using this, the review number also for popularity. So with Unloved, for example, I am in the amount of people that have played the game, that the game is popular enough to be allowed to be visible on the store or something. It's just a ridiculous. Even talking about it, this is just ridiculous. So the game is popular enough to be allowed to be shown to other people. So I see every time when the game dips below 80%, and I'm currently at 79, the game has pretty much 50% less sales. And I'm extremely sure that Steam has tied some bullshit algorithm to this number. It's a completely arbitrary number. It's like, it's ridiculous. Why is 79 so much worse than 80%? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But for Steam it does, so I guess. Anyway, so I'm kind of over. I know I've rambled enough about this, and it's a very negative topic. I'm really upset about this. I mean, it's literally, I made a game, I worked on it for over a year, and was hoping to make some decent sales. Like, I didn't expect more than I made with Unloved, to be honest, but that would be enough, you know, enough that I would be safe and stable in my financial department or whatever, and I could just live my life in happiness and make games, and everyone, you know, everything would be fine. But no, instead Steam has to shit on my parade and turn everything into bullshit, and honestly, no one is happy about this, no one. So yeah, I'm currently not very sure what I'm doing. Obviously I will work on Dimension Drifter more, but I'm also thinking about making some smaller games on the side. Like, so, you know, this shouldn't alarm anyone, but because when I made Gun Girl 2, I made Unloved the Doom mod as a side project, and I was very, very happy with that, because if you work too long on one and the same thing, then you start to get like kind of sick and tired of looking at the same shit day in and day out. So you start hand waving like things like, I don't need that, and I don't want to do that, and I don't care about that. So in the end, the game gets less and less fun, I think. So because, you know, you just hand wave features like, I don't want that, and I don't care about that, and I don't want to make that, and who cares about that, and who needs that? So with Gun Girl, I was like, I honestly made the best features I added pretty much late into the game, when the game was almost finished, and I was very fatigued, and I started working on the Unloved mod. I kind of revitalized my, you know, my drive and my passion for the game, and I added some of the coolest features, in my opinion, like very, very late. Whoa. So in my opinion, it's a good thing to work on more projects than one, but also it's kind of necessary right now, because indies have pretty much said that if your sales are bad, they will stay bad forever, because this is how Steam rolls right now. So I'm kind of thinking like, all right, if honestly, the sales of Dimension Drifter, if I could only, you know, if I only had Dimension Drifter, if I didn't have Unloved or Super Panda Adventures, I would be out of business right now. Honestly, I would say to myself, this isn't worth it. I'm not making any money, and I have to look for other ways to make money in any way. So goodbye, Steam. Was nice, but you know, I'm gone. So right now, I'm very lucky to have Unloved and Super Panda Adventures that hold me over for this, I hope, period where Steam is just, it's like a drunk friend. Like, what are you doing? Come on, get sober up, you know, get your shit together, and let's do this. You know, this is kind of what I'm thinking about Steam right now. But anyway, hello. Sometimes I feel like these things are very obscure. Like, lucky that I saw that, but it's kind of obvious because of the red color, but I don't know, maybe I'm just a blind idiot. Anyway, so yeah, I'm very, very happy to see the Epic Store and I'm very, very excited to see where they are going with this. If they can actually manage to make it a big thing next to Steam. Oh, I do have both. Cool. Wait, I have a rocket launcher. Why am I not blowing everything to bits? Die, you shit. Ah! Not me. Damn. That was bad. Anyway, so yeah. I'm currently thinking about a side project, and I want to stay in the Dimension Drifter universe. So I'm currently thinking about an idea of a very, very small game. And it's supposed to be... Whoa. No. And not it's supposed to be, but... I want to make a game similar to Jagged Alliance and XCOM. So, because in my opinion, having like a... this is basically my game idea. So you have a small squad, and you start out with one drifter, and you fly around in a flying car, and you equip this drifter, and obviously you can customize it, and then you can recruit or find other drifters, and you make a squad basically. And your major role in this is not actual action gameplay or something, but you only manage these guys. You manage the squad. You equip them with different gear and weapons and stuff, and then you send them on a mission, and you basically just watch if they survive or whatever. And right now, I'm not sure how much interactivity I want to add to the combat. Right now, it's just pretty much a auto combat, and in the end, you can see like the results or whatever. But maybe I want to add something like you can heal guys, or add some kind of special abilities or whatever that you can activate on your own as a player. But the main aspect of the game currently is that you're equipping your guys. You're sending them out on missions, and that's pretty much it. And you can upgrade your car. You add like systems and like for example a workstation where the car automatically repairs like weapons and stuff like that. So between missions, your car pretty much auto repairs or heals your guys or whatever. So you have like different systems in your car that you can upgrade and stuff like that. So this is my game idea right now. It's a very, very small game, and I'm planning to sell it on Steam to just hold me over, basically. But I'm just interested in this idea. I don't know if it's successful. I don't know if it works, but this is kind of like what I'm thinking right now. It's like, all right, I want to do a second project, and also financially I have to, because Dimension Drifter is just not selling at all. And it's not the fault of the game. Some people might think like, oh, it's because your game sucks, or oh, it's because your price is way too high. I just want to briefly mention this. Prices on Steam are a very, very difficult topic, because with a price, you also set an expectation for the game. If you have a game with 99 cents, pretty much everyone sees it as a asset flip garbage game. So if you make a high quality game, or you care about your game, you have to set a high price. So this is pretty much the expectation. You have to set an expectation for the game, for the player. And this is pretty much what the prices are doing. So yeah, and also, if a game sells nothing, you usually reduce the price. But it's not about quality or anything with Dimension Drifter. It's only about visibility. That's it. So it wouldn't make any sense. I made this mistake with Super Panda Adventures. When Super Panda Adventures first released on a website, like on my website or whatever, I had zero visibility, I had zero sales, I had nothing. So I thought to myself, oh, I have to reduce the price. But that wasn't the problem. The problem was no one was seeing the game. So I ended up with a game that had a very low price and still no sales, which was a terrible situation. So this time I don't want to repeat this mistake. I keep the price where it is, and I'm just waiting for Steam to change their ways, or maybe Epic Store to come around, something like that. I don't know what I'm waiting for, but I only know that I just should wait. Sometimes it's the best thing to do is do nothing. So this is pretty much what I'm doing right now. So, in the meantime, basically, I want to work on a new game. see where that goes. And no, it's not like I'm exclusively working on the new game right now. I'm working on both. So to keep my you know, creativity up or whatever, and you know, have more influence, or not influence, but more impressions or something. I don't know what to say. You know, it's like you have more variety in your way of thinking if you have more to think about. It's except of that one thing that you think about over and over. It gives you more, I don't know, creative diversity in the mindset or whatever. I have no idea what I'm talking about anymore. Anyway, I pretty much said everything I wanted to say. So if you're a big fan of Dimension Drifter and you want to see it survive and succeed and stuff like that, I can only say, like, please be patient. I will not abandon that project in any way. Holy shit, that Keiko fucked me up. I will not abandon it in any way. I will keep working on it. I have a lot of awesome ideas. I think I can turn this game into a really, really great experience, which is, you know, a fleshed out experience from top to bottom, instead of like in Unloved. It was a little bit undercooked in my opinion. It was a little bit, you know, the problem with Unloved was the multiplayer. I didn't really know how to handle the multiplayer and also add a storyline, because in most multiplayer games no one cares about the story. So I was thinking to myself, okay, storylines are a big, are a big deal. They take a lot of time to make, and if no one cares about, then why should I bother? And I should I should rather add all kinds of other features that people want to see, or I want to see, instead of like working on this like story thing, whatever. So yeah, with Dimension Drifter, I really want to explore and expand the world, because I think there's so much potential in this world to make it really, really outstanding and awesome. And I want to go into that direction and, you know, turn the game into something big. Because, you know, this is another thing I have thought about. So the sales of Dimension Drifter were really ass, and I really mean it. They were complete garbage. I couldn't survive by this on its own. So I would go out of business and just, you know, have a daytime job or whatever. So the sales are terrible. What usually happens with projects like this is they get abandoned. So what I would do is I slapdash it together, like call it quits, like, all right, let's cut the losses, slap it together, bam, bam, let's make a couple of recolor enemies, half the price, and boom, there you go. That's, you know, boom. This is how you cut losses. So this was my very initial knee-jerk idea. Like, all right, I have to abandon this game. But the more I thought about it, I was like, all right, no. I still have Unloved. I still have Super Panda Adventures. And I can survive. You know, I can barely. I'm pretty much making a minus every month. But it's a very, very small minus. So I can barely survive for the next couple of months or whatever. I don't know where to go. And I want to take this time, you know, pretty much my last attempt, I guess, to make another game, a very, very small game, and see where that goes. So, and if that goes nowhere, then I have to wait for the Epic Store, I guess. But at least with another game, and this will be a full game, by the way. It will not be 2 early access games. That would be terrible. It will be a full game. But with 3 full games on Steam, I hope I can survive a few months longer, and hope that the Epic Store will pick up, or maybe Steam will change their ways, because obviously, and honestly, no one is winning right now. Steam is not even Steam's. I'm pretty sure the initial amount of money they made, and they made a lot of money with these fake games. They made a lot of money with that, but I'm pretty sure that this money is not there anymore, because people are just pissed off about this, and I can't imagine anyone happy about the current situation on Steam. So I'm pretty sure and hopeful that Steam will change, or maybe Epic Store will, be the next big thing, and Steam has to change, even if they don't want to. Something like that. I have no idea, but I just hope that, things get better. For everyone, honestly. I want to make games, and I think I can make great games, but, if I can't sell them, then, I don't know. Maybe I'm going back to making Doom mods or something. And yeah, maybe I will release that Doom mods at some point, because I think it's really cool and very inspirational for the Dimension Drifter game that I made and stuff. So yeah, maybe I will release the Doom mod sometime. So it's a completely different thing. It's not Unloved anymore. It's like another thing. Anyway, so yeah, that's my video, I guess. Holy shit, this was pretty long, I guess. But I don't know. Some people were hoping for a new video, so now they have it, and now they know what I'm up to and what I'm doing, what I'm thinking. And yeah, honestly, personally, I don't think the world is so bad. The world is not so terrible. The only terrible thing is corporations, and I'm pretty sure people will someday wake up to this and see like, hey, wait a minute, if we don't buy the games, companies will change their shit. Look at that, man. It's actually way easier than we thought. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe not. Who cares? Alright, I will end it here. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any kind of comments or ideas or whatever, leave them in the suggestion box, comment box or whatever. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you